This is the JJO Morning Show podcast with Johnny and D. Listen, rate, subscribe.
All right, Australia. Thieves stole 27 handguns worth over $134,000 from a firearms museum in Australia. PC2. Here's Detective John Watson. No relation to Randy.
Mr. Randy Watson.
Breaking down what happened.
27 handguns were stolen from the museum. The offenders have shown some very good planning and ability to escape the scene fairly quickly.
Crikey.
Was that Keith Urban?
When I find them, I'm going to put my thumb in the butthole. No, it was Detective John Watson.
Mr. John Watson.
Yeah. From a firearms museum.
Were they muskets that don't work anymore or what? They take the bolts out and weld things together.
Just guns.
Oh.
Because, they ain't got no guns in Australia.
Right. Not a firearm to be found. I'm shocked they have them.
Well, there are some, farmers have them.
I'm sure they're locked up and inoperable, don't you think?
Well, that I don't. Historical weapons, they call them.
Mm-hmm.
High value, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. They're not really specifying what kinds. I mean, and I don't know. Are they going to be different than American weapons? I would think. Oh.
Interesting. Must be a black market down there for them. It must be that tough to get a firearm that you're breaking into a museum to resell. Jesus. What about their military? What about their cops? They carry around billy clubs?
Yeah. They don't have guns.
Okay.
We are concerned about these firearms being in the hands of criminals.
Gangs.
I would be too.
Roving gangs of kangaroos.
Yeah, I don't think that are kangaroos only in New Zealand.
They have opposable thumbs.
No, they're all over the place. We are especially concerned about these firearms being in the hands of criminals in Nowra, Lithgow, and all the communities in between. Common currency within organized crime networks, which is why we are asking the community to help us find these firearms. I don't know. They left in a silver Toyota Land Cruiser. Dressed in black with their faces covered. I don't know how you're going to find them.
Trying to think what,
they just broke the glass cabinets and took the contents.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Crocodile Dundee, he only had a knife, in a slingshot, Although they did have guns.
I mean, these were just the cases. It's not. They were just glass cases.
Yeah.
So. It took balls. That's for sure. I don't know. Sure, we'll find out where they went in the worst of ways.
Well, yeah, I mean, if there's probably private collectors they can steal too. Guys that would pay a lot of money for like a German Walther PPK or whatever from the war. A lot of guys have gun collections like that, worth a mint.
So as of November 2023, Australia has 3.9 million registered firearms, which is about 0.13 guns per person, which is up from 2021. The number of people with firearm licenses has also increased by about 30,000 since April 2021. There are about 260,000 illegal firearms in Australia. So that's
how many?
260,000 illegal firearms in Australia.
That's not much.
Mm-hmm. Right. The proportion of Australian households with a firearm has fallen by about 75% in recent decades. Yada, yada.
Wonder what the oldest gun was, and I wonder how much it was worth. Wonder if some
it's not telling us.
Conquistador came over from, I don't know who discovered Australia. I don't know where they came. The Vikings, I think. They got lost.
We put criminals over there.
Yeah, the British. It was a prison, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't it British owned? I'm forgetting my history. I didn't know there was going to be a quiz today.
The Dutch explorer William Janszoon
Damn freaky deaky Dutch.
discovered, landed on the western side of Cape York Peninsula and charted about 300 kilometers of coastline.
Yeah.
This says, Captain James Cook was the first European to land on Australia's east coast in 1770. So that was about 164 years later. He was a British explorer, naval officer, made 3 voyages, blah, 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 blah.
I thought the Frodo Baggins tribe sailed over from New Zealand.
Yeah.
And settled everything in Sydney. Then the Gandalfs came over. Yeah, there's a long line of famous people that settled Australia. A lot of people don't know about.
Yeah, man, look at you.
The Elrons came. Freaky deaky Gollum showed up, but things got sideways.
Man, I don't remember learning that.
Oh yeah, it was a war for the underworld, dude.
I don't remember. Okay, prison colony. Between 1788 and 1868, about 100,000 convicts were transported from Great Britain and Ireland to various penal colonies in Australia, Norfolk Island, and in New South Wales. All right. And that was about it.
Those must have been pleasant conditions.
God, I know, right?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
To be a prisoner in 1770. Put you on the rack.
God, I know. And I
assume you're eating termites and whatever crawls into your...
Do you think they really cared how accurate they were in their, conviction records?
Right. Well, I were they working fields and building things or what?
When they were over in Australia?
Just the worst of the worst, maybe.
Or were they just, over there,
Were they making license
plates?
Were they making license plates in 1775?
Garden hose.
Garden hose?
So over there making sickles. What are you making? I don't know.
Clearing the brush.
And now I kind of want to read a whole bunch of stuff about Australia.
Yeah, I kind of do too. Every time you do one of these stories, I forget most of my history about that stuff. Get into the minutia.
We barely learned anything about Australia.
Yeah, we didn't. I was trying to think of I was thinking about that. What did we...
all I retained was that toilets flush the other way.
You might be right. That might be all I remember. Toilets flush the other way.
And that there's...
And everything wants to kill you, I think. And kangaroos can box you to death.
Right.
I think that's all.
And they'll kill your dog.
Until Crocodile Dundee came along, the only thing I ever saw was maybe a magazine, a National Geographic story about kangaroos.
I did not retain... If we learned about it, my brain didn't keep much of it.
It's not like they have volcanoes... Or anything catastrophic there.
And that's the Sydney Opera House. That's all. My brain is I don't know much about that.
Yeah, the most I've learned from Australia are from National Geographic and Mission Impossible movies.
Yeah.
That's it. Man, we are
kind of disappointed in myself. I'm not going to lie. As a listener, I'm sorry. I would like to apologize to you guys. Terrible.
Somebody could drop an old used textbook off of the history of Australia.
Old encyclopedia.
There you go.
That'd be great.
Quiz tomorrow.
Thumb through it.
No, I would actually love to go there. I mean, the city looks great. Is there a city? I see Sydney, and you see the bay and everything. Is it that much different than San Francisco Bay, Miami? I don't know. Is it worth flying? Is it worth flying 19 hours to see that?
I don't know.
I'm not going to go 3 days out in the bush. I have no interest in that.
I would like to go in the bush for 3 days, John.
Oh, man, I stepped in it there. Totally stepped in it. No, I'm sure. It's like one of those things. It's like, I just wanted to say I went there.
Yeah.
Now, New Zealand, I would like to go to. I mean, most people do the New Zealand thing for the movie, but just to get there and just for the sheer emptiness of it all. But, I mean, you see that scenery in Lord of the Rings. And you're like, man, I would like to spend a few days out in that,
I know, but then everybody else is there too.
Yeah, I'm sure there's tour buses all
And you
over
have
the
to
place.
share it.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is.
Why do that when you can drive out, to
Wyoming.
right?
And go, Gandalf. No. I don't have that kind of money, so I'll stick to Wyoming.
Yeah, and it's just a 14-hour drive instead of a flight. You know?
People, relax.
What a complete waste
We are killing it online. Have you guys checked the comments?
of cyberspace.
Smoke That Skin Wagon says, you guys are killing it.
The JJO Morning Show Podcast.
We're internet sensations.
Johnny and D, nowhere but JJO.
No, Stupid Criminals tends to be a highlight of the show.
Stupid as stupid does.
That's right, sir. 24-year-old guy named Christopher Gansel stole a car from a library parking lot last month in Lansdale, Pennsylvania. It's near Philly. Now, ain't that some bitch? Go to the library trying to get yourself all learned, probably checking out a book about Australia. Some asshole takes your car. Some dude left his green 2023 Subaru Forester running. Well, that is not a very wise move.
Not at all.
Anyway, and Chris took off in it. He didn't just take it for a joyride. He drove it to the police station. The reason he went there was, well, not very smart. He apparently had a little run-in with cops earlier. And dang it, they took his drugs. So Chris drove down there and he asked the cops for his drugs back.
Like to requisition
It's like,
my drugs.
hey, earlier y'all took my drugs and I would like them back.
I would like to release my cocaine on its own recognizance. Oh. I'll take good care of it. I mean,
Now, at that point, they didn't realize he was in a stolen car.
oh, okay.
But moments later, they did when they got a report that he had used it as a getaway car for another crime.
Wow.
He tried to shoplift stuff at a nearby Target and was seen speeding off in the same green Subaru.
That's a heck of a day.
Yeah, I know. He's busy. Busy. Facing 2 felony charges for unlawful taking and receiving stolen property, plus a misdemeanor charge for unauthorized use of a car. He never got his drugs back.
That's shocking.
Yeah, it really is. Man, what a busy day Chris had.
So his idea was
Probably
to
tired.
just he had his honey-do list, knock off the Dollar General, whatever he was doing, get my drugs back.
Yeah.
He just, under the disguise of somebody else's car,
Yeah.
like, my cover will be the green Subaru,
God, he was
which works for me because I would only track a Subaru if there was like a criminal lesbian in it.
Well, yeah, that was his thing. He thought he would blend because he was like, only lesbians drive these. and Mitch,
It's true. And Mitch.
Okay, hold on. We got a text in from Chris.
You got to live here to know that joke.
A different Chris.
All right.
My buddy moved to Australia a few years ago. He said he can get a gun, but it's really hard.
A what? A gun?
Yeah.
Oh.
He said he was saying the only person allowed to touch that gun is the owner. It has to be locked in a gun safe at all times at home. The only person allowed to have a key or open the safe is the owner. It's like the only person that can think about the gun is the owner.
Yeah.
The government officials or local police have a list of owners and what guns they own, and they'll do random checks.
Really?
Isn't that the way it is in Japan, too? So if the gun owner isn't home and they show up to do a check and someone else and ask someone else to grab it, and if they do, they will take all the guns and give you a huge fine.
Wow.
And you can never own a gun again.
Is that a normal thing for them to just do welfare checks on your guns?
Yeah, they do random checks.
No kidding. That's crazy. Imagine what that would look like in this country. Oh, my God, we'd have civil war. Well, there you go. That's what regulations look like. There you go, folks. Probably got to be 18 and supervised and licensed and the whole thing. Imagine that. Imagine having a working gun safe. Imagine that.
PC2.
Seems impossible.
It does.
It's officially National Wildlife Day.
Wildlife.
Earth is a protected wildlife reserve.
That is a protected wildlife area.
We're wildlife.
Today we are celebrating awareness to protect threatened and endangered species on our planet.
Wildlife. Birds, owls, wolf, deer, bear.
Squirrel.
Yeah.
Squirrels.
Oh, the wildlife. Showtime!
It's National Wildlife Day. Getting wild, dude.
What do we do?
It's an opportunity for everyone to take a step back, take a deep breath, and think about all that surrounds us. Look at everything. Well, maybe not in this studio.
I just see semen on the carpet or walls here. I don't see any wildlife. I saw some wildlife in a hotel room Sunday night at the Best Western, but other than that, no wild animals around here.
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh,
hold on. I need to take it.
Speaking of
wildlife,
wild hairy animals, here he comes.
Harry. No, it's a good day to take a hike.
There you go.
To donate to conservation groups, maybe clean the place up a little bit. Pick up some litter.
Okay.
I got some wildlife facts.
Let's have it.
Our water supply never changes, you dildo. The amount of water on Earth remains constant and is continually recycled over time, which is why fracking is the devil.
Do you know if the icebergs completely melt, like the polar ice caps, the sea level goes up 200 feet? If it completely to the last ice molecule melts, sea levels go to 200 feet.
Go up 200 feet?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Can you imagine that? 200 feet, dude. 20 stories of water over Miami. How's that look?
Well, I don't know. I would imagine,
All right, keep it coming. I don't want to have to do all the work here. Keep it coming.
Yeah, just do some, would you? There are more trees on the Earth than there are stars in the Milky Way.
No way.
Scientists estimate there are more than 3 trillion trees on Earth.
Space is endless. It's infinite.
The Milky Way, not in space.
Oh, the Milky Way.
Way.
Oh, well, the Milky Way sucks.
Freaking pay attention.
Okay, fair enough.
That's cool. Blind as a bat isn't blind at all. Contrary to popular myth and opinion, bats are not blind and sometimes use their eyesight to hunt rather than using their echolocation. I did not know that.
These are obscure animal facts.
Wildlife facts. Mass extinctions happen more often than you'd think. Experts estimate that about 200 species of plants and animals become extinct every 24 hours.
Wow.
That is correct. There you go. It is National Wildlife Day.
I think I remember from school that if you put a seal on a boat, it will get seasick. You can look that one up, smart ass.
Well, let me look it up, dumbass.
Hey, horse's ass, what are you here for? A lot of ass in this.
Need someplace to go before the store opens.
You woke up too early.
Something like that.
Nice.
Turns out most animals get seasick.
Oh, most animals. I thought it was ironic because I thought the irony was the seal,
Yeah.
but I'm wrong.
There are seals count too. Yeah.
I know
motion sickness is such a common problem for pets that the FDA approved a drug.
there's something in Buffalo with their lungs, and I can't remember. That's something I read while I was out at Custer. Something about their lungs being very special and think, John. Think. For God's sakes, man, you're on the air. Not that they're big. Is it because they're not separate or they're good at running because they have a giant one lung, and it gives them more power, horsepower, or whatever.
Bison are good at running?
No.
What am I supposed to look up?
They're gonna hear the end of that. They're good.
Because of one lung?
Yes, because they have a higher capacity for physical feats, climbing, roaming through giant snowdrifts, whatever. Anyways, their lungs have evolved was the bottom damn line. But so is Dolly Parton's, if you know what I mean. I might be. I'm not wrong about that.
I don't know.
I remember reading that. They're it's like a hybrid evolved lung. You know, like a giant radiator.
Okay.
Yeah.
That'll take me a minute to find what's going on there.
Hey, in this case, you just trust the old Johnster.
It's very hard for me to do.
Everything's going to be fine.
So it's National Wildlife Day?
Yeah.
Could you tell me something about cats that I don't know?
Sure.
That I didn't know?
Any other special requests?
Hey, by the way, I was at the pet store yesterday. I had to get a filter for our fish tank so Waldo doesn't die. And you know what they have for sale? It's over on Southtown Drive, that little pet store over there by Kohl's.
Yeah.
They have ferrets for sale.
Yeah.
They're so cool.
They're really cool.
I sat there and watched them for 10 minutes.
Yeah, they're super cool.
Playing with each other. They're hilarious.
Yeah.
And he had two of them, and they said you could buy one and get one for BOGO. And I was like, why would you separate them? They die from loneliness.
Yeah, you should probably get them together.
For real. They were, guess how much a ferret was?
$350.
Did I already say that?
No.
How did you know that?
I read your mind.
What am I thinking right now?
Boobs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, God, she's a genius.
All right, cat facts. Cats are believed to be the only mammals who don't taste sweetness. Did you know that?
No. Interesting. I'll think about that when I give them a treat, I guess.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
guess those white treats are kind of bland.
Yeah, probably.
Smelling, I guess.
Yeah.
What can they taste? Other things.
Yeah, probably salty.
Salty would be good, sure.
Yeah. You want another cat
What
fact?
about barbecue sauce? No?
I don't know. There's sweet in there, right?
Yeah, I suppose.
Cats walk like camels and giraffes. They move both of their right feet first, then both of their left feet.
Wait, say that slower.
Cats walk like camels and giraffes. They move both of their right feet first,
Oh,
then move both of their left feet. No other animals walk this way.
I'm going to go home and verify that.
Okay, you do that.
That's
the cat
cool.
for a walk.
That's cool.
We thought uploading to the cloud was something completely different. The JJO Morning Show Podcast. Johnny and D, JJO.
Friggin' nudist resort story is crazy. I don't know if you kind of saw the rumblings of this, but the ending's wild. Redlands, California. There's not much left of the lot where the remains, believed to be those of the missing couple from a nudist resort, were found. Tammy Wilkerson lives next door to the rubble and just returned home this week after investigators left the area. Pretty sure I can go home tonight, but I can't see that, she said. They may have taken it all away, but it doesn't change the fact of what happened there. That's still there. You can't haul away that in a dumpster. The Redlands Police Department paid for Wilkerson to stay at a nearby hotel for 3 nights while they searched for the remains and evidence in the deaths of her neighbors, Stephanie Menard, 73, and her husband, Daniel, 79. She said Stephanie was a bit of a spitfire. She told you what she thought. She didn't have any problem doing that, and she took care of Dan so well, Wilkerson said. The close-knit community inside the Olive Dell Nudist Resort went from hope for finding the Menards to a state of shock and mourning in less than a week after the couple was reported missing last Sunday, and remains were found in their neighbor's basement on Friday. I didn't think he'd be able to do something like this, Wilkerson said. I know he didn't like them, and he didn't have a problem telling people that, but I never thought he'd do this. Wilkerson said the dispute started over a tree that the suspect, in this case, 62-year-old Michael Royce Sparks, wouldn't trim. So the Menards did. An untrimmed bush at the nudist colony. How dare you, sir?
Everything needs to be trimmed up there.
That's right. On Thursday, while investigators were searching the property, they got a tip that Sparks was involved in the disappearance. Police say that when they confronted him, he threatened to harm himself or others with a rifle and hid in a basement.
Wow.
Which is, y'all know how this turns out, right?
Yeah.
So investigators used heavy equipment to go in after him. He was eventually arrested and remains were found. As the mobile command center finally left after 5 days, there was relief, but also fear over how to move forward. It's been traumatizing. I want to make something really clear right now. All of Olive Dell were victims. That's what they said. So yeah, heavy machinery. They ripped the place apart.
Wow.
I mean, it's in shambles.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. But dude killed them over a damn tree.
No kidding. Were they all naked out there trimming? Was he trimming? Was naked part of the problem? What's the sitch there?
Naked was not part of the problem.
Okay.
Naked was the tie that binds.
Yeah, right.
Naked was the pube that binds. It was the guy that. And I mean, it's weird because we've had stories like this before where, like, a tree or whatever will be the dispute between.
Yeah, for sure. And that's when neighbors they'll like cut their shrub into the shape of a penis,
right,
or something like that. And yeah, you just escalate until it gets to the point where
people lose their damn minds.
We got bodies in body bags under the house.
Yeah,
crawl space. Yep. Wow.
But this is where
because I wondered how you smuggled a murder weapon into a nudist camp. That's why I was asking if they were.
You have to have a long sack.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I got a gun up my ass, and you won't find it until I want you to. Oh, okay, great. Thanks for the warning.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
That's bad.
So bad.
Over a freaking tree.
Over a tree, yeah. Yeah. And it's, I assume they're older, did you say?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, people get crazy, dude. They hear voices. I don't know what to tell you. Crazy stuff.
This is my same stance with the road rage thing, too. Mm-hmm. And I used to flip people off, and I don't do that anymore.
For sure.
And I just kind of mind my own biz.
Yeah.
And when people get kind of snitty with me on the belt line or whatever, I just keep moving forward and whatever. And engaging in confrontations, you just never know. People are wound so tight. And you never know how crazy somebody is. You never know how armed somebody is.
Yeah.
And you never know, everybody is Michael Douglas and falling down right now. And you just never know if it's a briefcase full of guns or if it's a briefcase full of ointments. You just don't know.
Yeah, there's just a lot of entitlement out on the road. So I'm happy to hear that.
But
I don't know why everybody's in a rush. No big deal. I leave early.
I say that all the time. What are you in a hurry for?
Yeah, right.
Where are you going so fast?
Right.
To the grocery store? To work? You really want to go to work that bad?
I like driving fast. Don't get me wrong. That's a whole separate issue. But as far as being courteous on the road, I love getting away from somebody because I let them in. It makes me feel good.
Right.
I am so the other way on that. It's like, no, asshole. I was really speeding up to get behind that car to wait at the stoplight so I wouldn't let you in.
Right.
I'm just not that guy.
Right,
I'm like, jump in there, dude. Join the party.
Right.
Because I don't like getting stuck trying to get out of the Wendy's and BP up here at Watts.
Right.
Jump in there.
Hey, buddy, you want in? Come on in, buddy.
See, pay it forward. I'm paying it forward, and I didn't even know it. Wow. That felt good.
Oh, boy.
Neato.
Oh, boy.
Charity is neato.
Here's how it starts, everybody.
Hey, the Titanic thing.
Oh, no. Okay.
I know I had a Titanic story yesterday. Were you done with that story?
Yeah. I'm pretty much done with the show.
Good. Titanic artifact believed lost spotted during first visit to wreck since the Titan sub-explosion. Guess what they found that they thought they would never find? And for whatever reason, I don't know why it just popped up and showed up. But so there's another submersible down there since, the Titan imploded.
Right.
So they're not only down there trying to figure that out, they're trying to piece that together. That's still an ongoing investigation. But they're down there, and they're finding new things.
Okay.
So yesterday I told you they saw that the bow of the ship a big section has fallen off.
Yeah.
Because of rust in the salt water. Steel, salt.
Why do you say it like that?
Bad.
Rust.
So now they have found, what do you think they found? That they thought had been lost forever. And why now?
Okay, what do I think?
Why now? Why now?
Okay, what did they find?
Yep.
Treasure.
Well, kind of. A bronze statue from the Titanic.
That's so cool.
Believed to have been lost for good was found in the expedition. A company which holds legal rights to the ship is the only company that can recover artifacts. It is the first dive of the Titanic wreck since the implosion of last year. The U.S. Coast Guard continues to investigate.
Implosion.
RMS Titanic's research team located a miniature replica of the Diana of Versailles. Versailles. Oh, I knew it as soon as I said it. That was wrong. I knew it.
Sao Paulo.
Who's the L's? What did they say the L's? Stupid. There's two of them. That's like double L.
Say at least one.
Versailles statue that stood on the ship's first class lounge fireplace mantel, which was last seen in 1986, just popped back up. How about that?
That's pretty good.
The company now says it has a clear, updated image of the artwork. Company also discovered a significant section of the railing. There you go. Told you yesterday. It's a bittersweet mix of preservation and loss. The discovery of the statue of Diana was an exciting moment, but we are sad about the loss of the iconic bow railing and other evidence of decay. The railing, the most well-known part of the ship, the company said expedition spent 20 days at the site, captured 2 million images. So now we have that. Wonder if they'll bring that one up. They have a warehouse full of junk from the Titanic.
Weird.
From the company that has the dive rights to it. Stuff you've never even seen before. So that's the deal.
Yeah.
Young Greek naked statue lady found.
Let's see.
Has been dived on.
A warehouse full of junk.
Yeah, warehouse full of junk. The Titanic. Which it's kind of creepy. I don't know why we continue to obsess over this. Dive, in particular.
I don't know either.
A lot of great dives. Like the pirate ships are great dives. You read about some of the great lost treasure on some of these pirate ships they bring up. I guess it's because there's less of that ship to see, I guess.
I don't know.
And it was called Unsinkable.
It's the movie, too.
I don't think there was that much romance involved in a sinking ship. I'm sure it was every man for himself throwing women overboard so they could get a seat on the damn life raft.
Yeah.
I don't think it's played out exactly like the movie showed it. I'm sure it was wailing, screaming, crying, and praying at a volume you've never heard before.
It wasn't good, bro. I don't know. When we were out in Vegas, too, because there's that Titanic, like the, what do they call it? Exhibition thingy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The traveling exhibition.
Yeah, and man, I could not have been any less interested in going to an exhibition thing. We went to the bodies thing instead.
Yeah, I don't. The only connection I have, I guess, is Leonardo DiCaprio. I don't have. I can't conjure up an ounce of feeling. It was horrible. I'm sure it was horrible.
Yeah,
but. I don't know.
Leo is on my snit list though.
Oh.
I'm done with Leo.
Ooh.
He's dating a 19-year-old, and that's predatory.
Yeah.
We're no longer with a 24-year-old.
Right.
Like you're dating a 19-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
That's a child.
Mm-hmm.
We're now in a child category.
Right.
So you're gross, and you're a predator, and that's disgusting. And you're grooming somebody, and I'm done with it.
Well, I don't think they're around long enough to be groomed.
You know? But like 19, that's still a child. I don't care. I don't care what you say.
I'm not sure the girls care either, though. Are they? Don't they get?
Well,
do they get a dowry?
I know,
after
but
they...
if that was my kid, I would care. I would care.
Well, not if the girl said, "Hey, I got a date tonight coming over to the house." It's not that idiot from college, is it? Well, it's Leo.
I have a 19-year-old, and if my 19-year-old came home and said that they're going on a date with a 50-year-old, I would say, the hell you are. The hell you are. You know what? Invite that 50-year-old over. I would love to talk with them. That's disgusting, and you're a terrible person. What do you have in common with a 19-year-old other than you wanting to manipulate them into being whatever it is that you want them to be? The reason why you're attracted to a 19-year-old is because they don't have enough common sense yet to know what you're doing.
Yeah. And so he went from what age to the 19-year-old?
26.
26 to 19?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I'm surprised I didn't keep that on the DL a little bit longer. At least till she was 20.
Yeah, wow. And another one is
And
Anthony
doesn't 20
Kiedis.
sound better than 19?
Oh, well, yeah. Well, 21. 21 still sounds better.
It's still in your teens.
Right, but at least
It's
21.
still a teen word in there.
Well, in 21, at least then, like, you got a couple years of college under your belt.
Well, you're older. He's older than her father.
Right.
I mean, that's somewhat strange.
You know, at least you got some worldly experience at 21. At least you've experienced a few things.
Yeah.
19, you're just out of high school.
Well, what if the girl doesn't have a history or like a modeling contract? I mean, what if it's a way out for the 19-year-old? I see what you're saying, though. I understand what you're saying.
All I'm saying is,
but if your mom's white trash, you're 19 and your mom's white trash, and Leonardo DiCaprio has come over for a steak.
So now, just because they're gonna save you from being white trash makes them less of a pedo?
I'm looking for reasons why people are not bothered by it. That's all.
Right. I know. Money. The only reason why people aren't bothered by it is money.
Well, now you're in Jeffrey Epstein territory.
Right. 100%.
So now we're just.
If
it's
Leo
all a matter
was
of degrees.
a poor guy,
right?
And this was a normal 19-year-old
in an unpainted van.
100%. Now it's creepy. Exactly.
I'm moving to L.A. with this
with
guy.
This dirtball I found at Mobile. Like, nah.
He works down at the tire rack. We're gonna take off.
Right?
Yeah, no, it's true. No, it's completely true.
Anyway.
The JJO Morning Show podcast with Johnny and D. Listen, rate, subscribe. Catch a new show every Monday through Friday, 6 till 10 a.m. on 94.1 JJO or streaming anywhere in the JJO app. Johnny and D, nowhere but JJO.